or breaks your immersion. When your character moves through a cave, does that reverb feel right? How do you communicate dread in silence? And in the vastness of space, where you see and control everything, how do we make you feel something? How do we keep you from reaching for that volume dial?
Hi, I'm Andrew, a sound designer here at Paradox Interactive. For the past 5 months, I've been making sure that you'll be able to hear and feel every element of the new Stellaris DLC, Nomads. The biggest challenge with a strategy game like Stellaris is scale. You're not one person in one place, you're everywhere at once. So every sound has to work both as atmosphere and as information. In Nomads, we have a suite of new species called Paragons. These aren't just portraits on a screen. We wanted you to hear who you're talking to.
Žarku Veltrisoma.
The tone, the texture, the weight of their voice should tell you something about them before they've even finished speaking. Designing each Paragon meant asking, what does this species feel like? And how do I translate that into sound? What have they been through? Where are they going? What should their language sound like? What kind of non-verbal sounds might they also produce? And speaking of voices, I have to talk about this track. Mandulhan. This is the first time in Stellaris history that we've included throat singing in the soundtrack, performed by the incredible Batsorig Vanchi. I think you'll understand immediately why it had to be in this DLC. It's ancient, it's vast, it's nomadic, it's everything that we wanted the music to feel like. The Nomad soundtrack as a whole leans into that feeling of movement and the unknown. With a decade of Stellaris music already in the catalogue, the goal was to carve out something that felt distinctly different. Music that belongs to people without borders, without a fixed home, and yet not feeling out of place in the existing Stellaris universe. And of course, we cannot talk about Nomad sound design without talking about the Stellar Cannon. A massive weapon, built for mass destruction. The amazing work of the whole team that worked on this feature really inspired my work. Had to do justice to the animation, the VFX, the UX, the programming, the art, the content, and system design, every layer that went into this. The audio was really just the cherry on top of a huge team effort. It was a challenge, but I can't say that I don't enjoy creating the sound of mass destruction. One thing you're definitely going to want to see in game at some point is an Arkship being destroyed. The animation and VFX for this feature is crazy and the most involved blowing up of a ship I've ever seen. I had to individually script and do the sound design for about 100 explosions per ship, which took its time, but I think the end result is worth it and I hope you enjoyed it. That's a taste of what we've been building. I hope that when you play Nomads, you don't just see the galaxy, but you hear it.